Right, then next is a squiggle line technique. And there's a little bit of an example of what that looks like. You can see my phone there. Really cool technique. It's really loose, you know, in the terms of how it's done, but you know the contours and the edges really define, you know, the form. So it still has some tight areas in it to show where the sides of the object are. So it's a pretty cool technique. So you know, the hardest part about this technique is just staying in the lines. If you go out, it's fine, but you just go for it. And you'll start to realize what kind of natural squiggle pattern you have. So mine, when I start, is kind of like an S. So I have to vary that a little bit so that I don't continually do it, just so I have a little bit of variety. So challenge yourself and try to avoid just doing circles too. You want to really go different directions. So sometimes it helps to change your paper direction again, and then kind of just do smaller ones along the edges to help stay within that line. And don't quit. Make sure you go all the way to the edge. And just note that I'll be grading you on how you follow directions. Craftsmanship will always be part of the criteria in your grades. So that's basically how neat it was, how well executed it was. So if you turn one in that isn't really filled up, I'll probably send it back to you and say, hey, you know, fill it up a little bit more. Otherwise you got to take a point loss on that. I don't want you guys taking point losses this early in the game. So we're just starting, and this is pretty easy stuff. So the more you go over it, the darker it gets. So maybe I'll just kind of go really heavy in this middle area, and you can kind of see it really darkening there. See how you can really make some cool contrast like that. All right, and there's Squiggle.